So this is the WSO2 API Manager zip. This is a standalone application for Windows. Now let me extract it to, yeah, let me extract it to D drive. Note that the WSO2, uh, whichever the folder you are placing the WSO2 manager in, it should not have the path should not have a space in it like this. This path has a space in it, C1 space BTD. So when I'm placing the WSO2 API manager in the D drive, it will not have any space in the path of its folder, WSO2 API manager folder. Okay, now I have extracted the WSO2 API manager. Note that the version, this is the latest version of WSO2 API manager and it is 4.0. Now we need to do some configuration in here. Now we will go to, yeah, no, not resources, repository, go to repository and then go to config folder and then go to deployment.toml. Now you can edit it in text editor or I have a Sublime text editor. Now we need to go scroll down and go to, yeah, APIM auth config. Okay, in the APIM auth config, you need to uncomment this. Yes, you need to uncomment these two things and you need to set it uncomment this auth address authorization and revoke endpoint enable token encryption none enable token hashing false. Okay, and you need to set it as true because we are going to send the access token. The APIM should send the access token to our backend API because our backend API are secured with key clock authentication authorization. So we need that auth code or access token in the backend also. Otherwise, if it is by default it is set false. So when you set it true, WSO2 sends it to backend also. Otherwise, it won't send the code to backend and there will be no authorization in the backend. And if there is no authorization in our APIs, then we cannot access. We are given a status of forbidden or unauthorized when we access the endpoints of our secure Keycloak APIs. Now I will save this. Now let me create. Okay, now I will go back and let me go to bin folder. Here is our API manager bat. I need to run it. So I will create a simple bat file. The command to run that API manager bat. So let me name it as run WSO2 server.bat. Okay, now let me edit it. Let me add a command. Here I will add API manager dot bat run. Okay, so this bat will run another bat that is API manager bat. Now I will send a shortcut of this to desktop. Okay, now we got a shortcut of this at the desktop. Now we can double click the shortcut to run our API manager. Now we need to keep in mind two things. Yeah, these two things that are we need to keep in mind. The first one is to run WSO2. We have two servers here, which is WSO2 server and then Keycloak server for authentication manager as an identity provider and a token provider. So we need to first run our WSO2 server API manager and then run Keycloak on 8180 or below. Otherwise, uh, WSO2 will have conflicts on imports and it will throw you two errors. Okay, so let me run the WSO2 API manager. It will take some time. Yeah, it will take a while, maybe 2-3 minutes. So if the screen doesn't change, if it is not updating, you can press space or enter. So it will update, the command window will update. Note that this is very important to note that if this WSO2 command window gives if it gives even a single exception, then you should know that the WSO2 will get stuck at some point or other. So you should reinstall it and rerun it if there are any exceptions here. Now our WSO2 API manager is running, so we need to run our Keycloak. I have already made a video on how to set up Keycloak MySQL database. Now we'll run a pet file that will run Keycloak. Note that sometimes this key when we run Keycloak, it might give some errors like this. So which is JBoss control management operation, controller boot thread, operation had failed. So this happens because of database connections. I have set MySQL as database for Keycloak. So we need to check if the MySQL is running, MySQL server is running, and then restart this Keycloak server. So now I'll restart this Keycloak server again because there were exceptions in it. Now you can see that it is initializing database schema because my database did not have any tables. So in the previous time it threw that exception. Now it is initializing the schema with tables because this is the first time I'm running the Keycloak application. So now our Keycloak admin console is also running. Now let's open an incognito window and go to Keycloak admin console 8180. We have Keycloak deployed on 8180. So I'll go there. Now note that, yeah, keep username and password both as admin and because I'm doing this because our WS2 username and password are admin too. So there might arise some conflict at some time at some point in the production. So just keep both the credentials safe. Okay, now we have set up our admin console, signed up for admin console. Now let me log into the admin console as admin. Now let me create a client. Okay, now first I create a client called API client. Let's save it. I create a client scope. default client scope. Okay, now we go to API client again. No, let me go to role and add a role. Okay, I'll add a subscriber role. Now I have added a subscriber role. Now I go to clients again. I'll click on API client. Here I need to change the access type to confidential, and some more options will be enabled here. And here I need to enable this service accounts enabled checkbox. And then after that I need to add a valid redirect URL here. For okay, so this is the URL for on which our WSO2 is running and WSO2 API manager is running. And then after setting the valid redirect URL, we need to go to advanced settings here and add the access token lifespan. Give a high lifespan, very high lifespan, and click on save. Now I have set the API client. Now I need to go to roles, and here I will add another role, that's client role. The role that I said before was the rem role as subscriber. Now I set client role, which is also a subscriber. You can set it, give it any other name. It's just for authorization at the backend. So I go to client, save and client. Now here we got a role, and in the client scope I will select the default and add selected. In the mappers I need to add two mappers. I will select two role mappers, that is client roles and rem roles, and selected. Now click on the client role. Okay, you need to copy this. You need to copy this field and again go to rem roles, and you need to paste it here. Token claim name. Okay, you paste it here. Then scope is nothing to do in scope revocation session of an access clustering storage. Yeah, in the service account roles, you need to add admin and subscriber. Okay, and again you need to select API client, because we have created a client role. These are RAM roles. We have created a client for subscriber. So select API client and subscriber and add selected. Now we have set the API client, and now this client can be used by our WSO2 API manager for key generation. Okay, now I will go to WSO2 API manager 9443. Okay, localhost 9443 admin. This is the first time I'm starting WSO2 console. Admin page. The default login credentials are admin. So I click on continue. Now I have logged into dashboard, admin dashboard. Now I click on key managers. Now I'll add a key manager. I will select key clock. Okay, now here just add a name key clock. Okay, and display name key clock. And here I will select key manager type as key clock. And here the well-known URL. You can get the well-known URL here. Go to key clock console and go to RAM settings. And here we have endpoints. Here we have OpenID endpoint. Okay, now here is this is the well-known URL. Just copy it and paste it here. Well-known URL for our key clock. Now click on import. It will import some URLs from given at that well-known URL. Now you need to add this user info endpoint by yourself, because due to some problem it's not taking the user info URL, so you need to add it manually. And after that, everything same. This is JWKS, and in the client you need to see our client is APIM client. So client ID is APIM, so copy and paste it here. And then in the credentials we have secret. Copy and paste it here in the client secret, and then click add. Okay, now we have added the key clock key manager. Now we need to go and deploy an API. First, let's go to dev portal. Okay, there is localhost 943 dev portal. You guys, if it is not signed, if you are not signed in or it's not showing admin, you need to sign in here. Click here. Okay, now go to application. Click on application. Click on add new application. Give it a name as, you can give it anything. I will give it as Keyman, and let me assign a quota 50 per minute. Now this is our application, Keyman application. Now I will go to auth 2 tokens. Here we have two key managers. One is resident key manager and this key clock key manager. Here you need to click on provide existing auth keys. You need to add consumer key as API client ID and consumer secret as client secret that you copied from here, key clock manager. Okay. Now click on provide. Wait for some time. Okay, now we have created applications keys provided successfully. Now we have created our Keyman application successfully for key clock key manager. Now we need to